So this is the last egg of my service called egg adoption. And as you saw, it's just a pre-made egg and that's designed and the people buy that egg and I hatch it. And you get to pick the gender and the body type and even the species inspiration. And I just take all those one words. It's kind of like the Cherico service, but a bit more specific because of the egg. So you buy the egg and then I hatch it. And so this is the last of the 36 batch. And yeah, so this is the 180th hatchling that I've hatched. And it took me a while to get to him. Just long story. But so the idea behind him is I wanted to, I like to mix it up even for just with my taste. So sometimes, like with the egg, it started with the egg. Most of these designs start with the egg. And uh, for this egg, I wanted it to be not to my taste. I wanted it to go outside my taste, yet still look good. So it's like I wanted to impress myself by first making myself go, so, which some designs have done before with other people's designs, but it's particularly challenging and interesting to do it to myself, see if I could put it off. So, what wasn't to my usual taste was the whole rainbow and with the, it's just the balance isn't exactly to my taste. Um, but so I just go the opposite of my taste sometimes. But I still like to make it fit to make sense. So I hope I did that. Um, so with the hatchling here, the person wanted canine anthro male. And I just felt he would look good with a very long penis and a long fluffy tail. I actually kind of wanted it fluffier than that, but but I just go with the flow like I usually do. And my favorite part of this egg particular is actually how the hair connects back around to itself. And so I played it a little bit with that. I didn't want to make it like too obvious. So like too like specific. It just my take with designs with the eggs anyway is that sometimes I like to go like completely opposite of what my original thought was when I did the egg. And because even though I do base it off of the client's picks, um, even while I'm doing the egg, I'm thinking, oh, this little thing is going to hatch into something along these lines. But um, yeah, so my favorite part with this was the multiple mouth type things, and the connecting hair, rainbow hair. But yeah, even though it's out my style, I just try to, my focus is to make it look good to myself, even though it's outside my comfort, my usual comfort. And I like to do that like every so often. I like to like keep mixing it up. And so um, I think I could have went a little bit more loud or with the mouths here, but um, with like it's the adopts are actually character references. Like they are preliminary sketches for a design, and part of that is making it so you see the design. So you can't really be dynamic with it because it's not illustration. It's a character reference sheet. So you have to be clear in what things, where they are, and what they look like. And even though the norm, the average in character design is the straight view with the straight back with the arms out, but I don't think that's completely necessary. Like as long as the camera is facing front, then the character could look anyway as long as you show parts of them that you want to show that is like different. So, because it's like redundant, well, it's a waste of time to show what's already clear. Like that's why the front view is like, whatever. It's like you could do more and still make sense and be clear for whoever you're giving it to. So, and also with this, what caught me by surprise, I know I said it to someone else did it, but sometimes, a lot of the times, these ideas just, uh, they, they don't really have a focus. So, it's just like, it goes with a very basic idea, just like I explained with the Cherico video. It's just I have a very loose idea and then I just add on to it as I go. And one of the things that I added on that just came to me was the hand being detachable, because the mouths actually reminded me of a previous design, and I realized I don't really do it too often where the limbs are detachable. So I was like, let this be a detachable. So the idea is this creature is like, not all of them have a detachable limb, but maybe, like, I'm just making this all up as I go, even right now. Maybe the detachable limb is like a sign of high status. Like if you're born and like you're born not with it detached, but as you mature and in puberty age, it like starts to be able to detach. And I'm thinking, at the time, I forgot about this little detail that I'm about to explain. So it hasn't came up yet, but the blackness, that's actually a creature inside. And at the time, completely forgot I did it. I didn't realize it until I looked back onto the egg, and I was like, oh yeah, I did make this little creature, like hands come out. So I'll talk about that later. But so at the time, so considering I forgot about that, at this point, I just thought it would look cool and it would be interesting that he'll have one hand that could detach. That's just how his body developed. And so I'm thinking in their society, if you have an arm, a limb that could fully detach, then that's like high class shit. That's like, it's kind of like those people who have high metabolisms, those bastards. But, and how people with slow metabolism or average like struggle with the shit, with losing weight when they want to and all that. Well, that's what that is. It's like it's like a boost or something. It's just a fancy high cash thing. And and I moved the mouth lower onto the dick because I didn't like how it lined up with the leg, and it just didn't flow right to me. So and I'm thinking, I thought it would be cool if the dick had a tongue, like not the stereotypical at the hole. So I thought that would be interesting, like to people who like sex, or it's like their thing. Maybe that would feel good. So and when I make certain things, I always think, what if I was that character, or what if I was experiencing this part, or what if I saw it in real life? And that's why I have some of the things I have on the ban list, because I literally imagine it happening in real life. And I know it may be fantasy, like all these designs, but still try to make it be like, oh, believe that if that like was to appear in front of me, like it would make sense. So that's like my goal. See, here's the little guy that I forgot before. I was like, fuck. Like I didn't realize I forgot until that moment. So and here's me adding it. Oh, and so I thought, okay, it would make sense if the arm could detach with the creature inside. So I was like, what if like a part of the creature, like that's what makes the hand move. So like part of the creature is inside the hand, goes inside of it and moves it around too. And maybe like sometimes people won't be able to see it, or only his own race can see the creature. So so this is just us as if we were the creature looking at him, and maybe like anyone not of their species can't see the creature inside, like those hands, they won't be able to see it. And if you pick something up with it, it'll look like it's just floating. So that sounds cool. But I swear, I think I'm gonna use some of these creature designs, like these species, in the comic for Dead Strangers. Um, I'm thinking that would be cool. I might change the name of Dead Strangers. The Epitome spinoff. Well, even though it came way before Epitome. But anyway, so here's me doing the hair. Sometimes I, like with the Cherico, I think of who the character is, and sometimes I don't. Or at least I don't have a actual realized thought. It's just like a feeling that I can't really put into words outside myself to other people. But oh, I think I was thinking, no, the adopt before him, I thought of him as a king. But this one, he might just be like just an average Joe maybe. And with the face, I was thinking I was going to give him a mouth, but I thought that would be just redundant or too obvious. So that's why he doesn't really have a front mouth. It's just like for show. Oh, here's me playing with the colors. This is, I feel it was kind of lazy. At first I was going to go by hand to do it, but also let me just use it as a base. And so that was like another little shortcut, because this actually, I probably wouldn't have done as much detail as I usually would on the adopt, but because I was very late on this, I put in a bit more effort. Well, not more effort, I mean, I put more detail. I took my time a bit more. Actually, the 7 hours that it took, I'd say about 2 hours of that was procrastination. So even though I really do I'm liking doing these videos because it helps me focus, and it helps me like keep on the task at hand and not get distracted and go somewhere. Because usually with adopts and Chericos, I usually, even though they're my favorite surface, and they're the epitome of what I love about concept designing and what I would love to be like mainstream wise, like that level of freedom. But so what was I saying? Oh, but anyway, with this adopt, I put just a bit more effort into it to make up for the delay and see all the details, and it's like cleaner. Even though I guess the regular isn't too dirty too, but they just ordered a front view, so I did a rear view, and here I'm doing fashion. And I actually did the basics, the very base sketch you saw at the beginning. ages ago, like months ago. I just kept like projects kept coming up, or um, accident or something kept delaying me, and I usually not delay with adopts. At least definitely not this long. This is only I've only did one egg adopt this all last year, which was this. So that should tell you how um, I guess how packed I was. I didn't even realize. Or it feels like I was packed, but at the same time, it feels like I was procrastinating. It's hard to tell because it feels like I'm always working, or at least I'm trying to always work. But anyway, so with this fashion, um, yeah, I already had a plan that I was going to do fashion, but I actually, because it was so long, I kind of forgot like exactly what I was thinking with the design. So, um, so I just went with what completely just used it as a very base sketch and just like fuck it, just went for it. So, and you can see I didn't incorporate the hand being detached because at the time he had everything was attached. And me at the time when I first did the preliminary sketches like months ago, um, but I finally was able to jump on it, and that's why I wanted to do a video for it, so I could just keep going and do it. So that's what you're watching here. And at first I was gonna have that both sides have the leg out, but I was like, nah, it'll look better with just one. And because sometimes it feels like I've done something before, and when it feels that way, I'm like, I have to go the opposite now. Because even if I didn't do it before, if I have that feeling, it feels like I should follow it. So I felt that I did the whole two leg one too many times. So the two leg showing the upper thigh type design. So I was like, let's just cover one side. And it's I treat the fashion design like I treat characters, cause that's well, I treat everything like I'm treating a character. So fashion design, environment design, weapon design, they're all just characters. And the key with concept design is basically that first impression. And God, I want to make a post about that because it's so annoying how people don't realize the importance of that. But anyway, oh, and I added the hair here because it just looked better. It felt more balanced, and that's what I do with all my works. Basically, is I go with what feels more balanced. Oh, I see, I made a mistake. Okay, I don't know how I got mixed up. Oh, yeah, stupid computer. But, yeah, I don't really like my tablet. It, like, plays tricks, like, it doesn't really, like, it just does stupid shit. But, so, I thought it would be cool to have the fangs of his mouth, stomach mouth, have the little grill of sorts, because I'm kind of obsessed with the idea of having a grill but fangs and having those go, as you saw with the picture for Carrie. So, but yeah, and I'm adding see, with fashion, sometimes I just think something's missing. Right here, I thought something was missing on his upper body. Now, at first, I was just going to be some sheer see-through thing, but I was like, I have more lace patterns, so let me play with that. And with this, like with all fashion, I try to make my own genre with it, and I try to make it not look the cliche futurist or anything. I just wanted my own genre. So I thought it was pretty. It came out good. The fangs going through the lace because it's like, you know, lacy, so it got little holes, and fixing up the hair. But that's it. Thank you for watching, and just remember, violence can be the answer. Bye.